Hey y'all, welcome back to Daydream Manor Flower Farm. I'm Dawn and I live in South Louisiana, and today we are going to talk about how I made the right decision. Hey guys, welcome. Oh my gosh, y'all, it has been a crazy kind of week. Again, juggling my full-time job at the farm. It's the busiest time of year right now for us. May and June is when everything is just popping. It is when events are starting. It is when all the flowers are in bloom. So it's kind of kicking my tail a little bit. But I have to tell y'all about the weekend and why I made the right decision. So, all right, let's back up a little bit. If you're new here, I am a flower farmer who is in my 6th year of flower farming. I am over the age of 50, and that's what we kind of talk about here, is kind of the drawbacks of being over 50 in flower farming. So this video is about just being daggum tired. So you all know I've talked about this before. I have a flower farming group that I work with as a collaborative. I have 4 other flower farmers that are all within about 25 miles of me. Y'all have met Karen. Karen was here a couple of videos ago after stuff got destroyed in the field from the weather. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have met Samantha with Store Hill Blooms. She came and helped me Saturday night with putting together bouquet subscriptions because I was so worn out. But y'all, sometimes, we kind of second guess ourselves if we've made the right decision. I've never really had FOMO, the fear of missing out. I have JOMO, the joy of missing out most of the time, just because we always have so much to do here. But I don't want to digress too much on that, but what we did this weekend, it was really fun. Don't get me wrong, this was really fun. So there are 2 small towns within about 30 minutes of my house, and a gentleman who worked for, I think he worked for USDA and is retired now. Over the past year, he has gone around and planted wildflower patches, and he decided he wanted to hold a wildflower festival in both of these little towns. And so it kind of grew from that. One of our flower farmers in our group has been attending the meeting, so we all really weren't clear on what it was really going to look like, but it was fabulous. Let me say that first. So it was set up, we set up in one of the smaller towns, and it had all of these vendors. Most of them were selling like native plants for pollinators, some handmade crafts. So kind of think about it like almost set up like a farmer's market, but it was really geared toward all of this wildflower and pollinators and native flowers. So, which was really cool. So the flower farming group, we were asked to participate. So we put up a bouquet bar and a table of pre-made bouquets, and I'm going to insert some pictures so y'all can see what it looked like. Honestly, we didn't take a whole lot of pictures because we were busy. So we actually set up outside of a business there. We're kind of next door to it. There was an empty storefront, and we set out in the parking lot. Y'all, first of all, we all harvested what we had on Wednesday and Thursday. So that was a full deal. And I sat here on purpose because I have very few purple lisianthus, and I'm going to talk about those as well in a minute. And then Friday evening after work, we all got together to put together pre-made bouquets, and we decided we wanted to do just $15 bouquets, make it kind of budget friendly for folks. And so when y'all see how many flowers we had collectively. In fact, here's the picture. Okay, so that's what we started with. So we put together bouquets. We put together, I guess almost close to 40 bouquets. And then the rest we set up in the flower bar. So here's what the flower bar looked like. Okay. So the flower bar was set up, and then the table. So we had to man both. Y'all, we sold for, okay, let me talk about pricing. So we had the $15 bouquets. And we had those set up. And then the flower bar, we just decided to price everything at $1 a stem except for Lysianthus and sunflowers. We did those at $2 a stem. Now, normally I would sell my Lysianthus for $3 to $4 a stem, sometimes $5 a stem, depending on how many blooms are on it. But I was also really kind of careful about what I harvested to take so it would stay within that price range, that $2 price range. So that was number one that took me a little bit longer to harvest. And I will tell y'all, I say that, but truthfully, it didn't take me any longer to harvest than if I was making bouquets. So I brought about 50, I had 55 Lysianthus. I had this dark purple, the white, and the pink. I have more dark purple than any other color because I felt like they were going to be the eye-catching one, right? And I strategically wanted to place them next to the sunflowers on the Build Your Own Bouquet bar. So we set up, and I started at 8. So we were all there a little bit before 8, got everything set up. We stayed busy from 8:15 until 2:30. And when I say stayed busy, I mean continuous flow. In fact, it was like 1:20, and I looked at Karen and I was like, I need to eat, because 2 of the other girls went and ate lunch, and I was like, and I wasn't hungry at the time. I was like, I need to go eat now. So we were starving. So went and ate, did that, came back. They had been busy the entire time we had eaten. About 2:15, 2:30, and wait, let me back up. So the weather was actually really good and in our favor. It was a little overcast. It was hot. It was in the 90s, but because it was a little overcast, it wasn't too bad. So that was a help. Y'all, when I tell y'all, people were just drawn to our space. And it wasn't really fancy because literally we were outside of we were under an overhang of a closed down storefront. And so we just had a table set up, we had covered it, we had the baskets on there, and the bouquet bar. Y'all saw it. It wasn't really fancy, but it was workable. Y'all, we had so many things. I can't even tell y'all. It was amazing, the support we had. The volunteers who were kind of taking account figured there was about 1,000 people who went and participated in the festival. Y'all, at 2:15, we were down to 2 bouquets, and the bouquet bar was on its last leg. We pretty much sold out of everything by 2:30. It was a lot. I will tell you, one of the greatest joys I did have is the people who came and they were like, oh my gosh, I follow you on social media. That's how I knew this was happening. Again, it goes back to being on social media, getting your presence out there. And so I got tickled because I didn't know that was happening. I was setting things up and I heard one of the girls say, oh, Dawn's right over there. Wait, we'll get her. And I'm like, what's wrong? I thought something was wrong with the flowers or something. And she was like, no, she said she follows you on social media. That was why she came. She wanted to meet you. Y'all, that was such an amazing time to be able to connect with my local community. I mean, I say that all the time about how can you build your local community, because those are the people who are going to come out and buy your flowers. And so I felt really good about that. I met a lot of folks. If you follow me again on Instagram, I posted some pictures of the folks who I met that had already followed me. So that was kind of really cool. I'm not even going to lie. Just getting to know people, amazing. So we tore everything down about 2:45. It was supposed to go till 4:30, but by that time the clouds had kind of lifted and the Louisiana heat was really starting to set in. And usually what happens during festival time here, we have a lot of festivals here in South Louisiana, usually that afternoon space, that from 2 to 4, it does kind of die down because that's the hottest part of our day. So we were like, y'all, we're done. So we cleaned up our space, got everything packed up. Well, I still had to come home and make bouquets for my bouquet subscription. So I had like 17 bouquets I needed to make. Yeah, I didn't have it in me. And I had to deliver the next morning. I was so tired, I could not function. And, y'all, my higher power puts people in my path for a reason. And so Samantha with Star Hill Blooms was like, Dawn, I want to come see your high tunnel, because she actually works for one of the government agencies, and she's going to do a high tunnel, but she wanted to come out and see it. And I was like, now? And because I was thinking maybe I need to go home and take a nap, and then I'll put together bouquets later tonight. And she was like, yeah, while I'm hot and sweaty and dirty, I said, I'd rather just come see it now. She wanted to come talk to Mr. Daydream about the structure. And I was like, sure. I was like, come on, why not? I mean, okay. So she came. Y'all, truthfully, she really came to help me do those bouquets. Because before we even really looked at the tunnel, she's like, you got your vases ready? And so, y'all, I didn't even have it in me to make a bouquet look pretty. So I just kind of did my recipe, and she made them pretty. And she does. She has a touch. So if you are on, she does have Facebook and Instagram. She is Star Hill Blooms. I'd love if you'd give her a follow, and if you would even comment on one of her pictures saying that I sent you there, that would be amazing. She's a good girl. I really, really enjoy her. She grows beautiful, beautiful flowers. And so, I was almost in tears because she was just like, I got you. So she ended up helping me. We got that knocked out. We looked at the tunnel. And then I went inside, took a shower, y'all, and I slept so hard. I was exhausted. So Sunday morning when I got up, I had to go do all of my deliveries, and then I have my little sewing group that I do. And y'all, you know what I kept thinking? Here's where I made the right decision. To not do farmers markets. Period. Because that truly was like a farmer's market for us. That is way too much sugar for a dime. I don't know if y'all have that saying where you are. That's a saying down here. It was, no. And look, we all sold out. We sold over $1,000 worth of flowers, which was amazing. Not just that. And look, I only sold about $100 and some odd in Lysianthus, because that's all I had brought, because I knew I had all my bouquet subscriptions, still trying to recover from the damage in the field. So I had to play it safe. But the networking opportunity I had, I made 2 amazing connections. I'm hoping those 2 will shake out in the future, because that could mean a lot of business for the farm. I met a lot of wonderful people, so I got my name out there. It was really a good marketing opportunity. But y'all, this gal was done. Farmers markets are too much work for me. Maybe if I was 30 years younger, 20 years younger, yes. I have never been so sure of a decision in my entire life. And it's funny because Karen with Wild and Blooming Farms, her and I had said from the beginning, that's something we just don't want to do. And we were both like texting and going like, yeah, done, no. So I will tell you, sometimes when you make a decision, you just got to go with it. I do not have the fear of missing out at a farmer's market, of missing out on that revenue stream. Y'all, I just couldn't do it. It was a lot of work. Even though there were 5 of us working, just the sheer volume of getting everything ready, the flowers harvested, bouquets put together, all of those things, and then just having to be on that whole day, done. Put a fork in me. So that's really my whole point to this video, is sometimes you just make the decision and you just got to move on, and you got to be okay with it. And then sometimes you'll get validation. This was my validation, period. So that was done. Will we do it again? If they do it next year, probably. It was a great way for us to show a united front, because we do work as a collaboration to talk to people in all of the areas around, in the surrounding areas. It was great for marketing for sure. So, but y'all, these purple Lysianthus, amazing. I cannot believe that this is my most popular flower to date on the farm. This purple right here. The white Lysianthus is a close second. 6 years, I'm going to tell you, those have been my most popular. So anyway, wanted to give y'all that little bit of an update, what's happening. Dahlias are looking good in the tunnel. My poor glads that survived the twisted wind, they're putting out. I am clipping those and just cutting them really short to put them in bouquets. Certainly not getting the long straight stems because they're all bent, but I am salvaging those. I'm trying to make a decision now what I'm going to put in this bed when this is up. So, y'all, it's been good, but I am freaking tired, like super duper tired. What else? Anything else I wanted to update y'all on? I'm trying to make these videos regularly and get them out to you because I want y'all to know about this in real time. I want things that I screw up and learn from my mistakes. I want y'all to learn from them before you get there. Mums are looking really good. I am on the fence. I kind of want to take Harmony Harvest, their mum class. But y'all know, I got to go research because we've talked about that before, about spending money on classes. I feel like they've been in business long enough and they do a bang up job on mums that I feel like they are probably they are legit. They're not a second year farmer trying to tell me how to grow ranunculus. So I am contemplating that. I will let you know. Because so far I've only paid for Lisa Mason Ziegler and Dave Downing's Woodies and Bulbs classes, which I will tell y'all I refer back to constantly. So I'm trying to debate on that because mums are kind of new to me. I've grown them haphazardly, but I'd really like to learn a little bit more about them. Anything else? Nope, still need to get this other bed in here. Y'all, life is just moving along. I am traveling again in 2 weeks for business travel out of the country. Y'all, that's been a challenge for sure. So anyway, I hope everything's going well with you. I really do, because y'all, this is the time, right? This is getting into spring. I know some of you, it's still cold where you are and you are gearing up, but don't forget, stay hydrated, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical well-being. Those we got to do first and foremost before we're good to anyone else. So with that being said, I actually need to go change my shirt because I have a work call happening in about an hour. So it's always something. And if I haven't said it before, I'm going to say it again. I appreciate each and every one of you who come in, watch my videos, you like them, you subscribe to my channel, you comment. Y'all, it means the world to me. So thank you, and I hope you all have a fantastic week.